Hold on.
Bringing to you from another segment of Dead 54 with Charles Scott, better known as Fly Feet, in this penitentiary that he's walking by, that he used to be in, did
Yeah.
years, 54 years behind bars. This is the penitentiary in Baltimore, Maryland. Charles, when you first went to jail and you first got in this penitentiary, and what did it feel like to you as a young man?
I think it was an empty feeling,
Well, the
a,
hostility.
a lost feeling, because I was in there for nothing, so I was empty inside,
Yeah.
full of bitterness and anger, especially when you behind the bars for something that you didn't do. I'm over here now looking at this evil place.
Yeah, they got gates all
You
around it now.
can't get close to it. I'm walking down here. I'm not feeling no anger and bitterness now, but it wasn't a happy place to be.
Nah.
It wasn't a happy place to be. Now they got a lot of fences, and I don't know what they're protecting because there's no one in there now. That's how it should have been when I was there.
No.
But it wasn't a peaceful place as prisons are, but it was a little worse back then than it is now.
It was a little worse back then.
Yeah, as far as
Dangerous.
it was more dangerous. You got a lot of gangs that's doing a lot of foolish things in prisons now. Ain't accomplishing nothing. But you had better men and more men in prison back then than you do now. They had more going for themselves. Honorable men. Men with principles. You don't have that today in prison.
Yeah, I heard that you established yourself very well in prison.
Well, I don't know about establishing myself very well. I
Well,
did what I had to do to survive in prison. Maybe I got established as you want to say, doing to live,
Yeah.
to take care of myself. I wasn't nothing but a kid. I wasn't but 19 years old. So, you know,
Well,
I was in a environment that I wasn't used to. Didn't know nothing about. I had to readjust my whole life.
and they had people that cling to you in prison, I heard.
Well, you had a lot. Well, after I was there for years, they didn't cling to me when I first went in there.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I guess I had a lot of young kids come to me after I was in prison for a while that who were liking to me from some little reputations of things that I had done to keep my head above water in there. But being in prison in this type of environment ain't no luxury, man. It's no luxury in prison. No comfort.
It ain't no rehabilitation in jail.
Well, they have some things or programs that they say are for rehabilitation, but you can't rehabilitate a man by putting him in the shop when you done already messed up his mind and his outlook and perspective on life. Because as a black man, our mind has been truly damaged. When we got a false outlook of who we are and what we're supposed to be about.
Yeah.
The things that we're doing now to each other ain't how we supposed to be living and functioning.
No.
What the people that had us in captivity then did some damage to our mind where it don't look like there's no way out for us to regroup ourselves to come back to realize that the damage that we're doing to each other. These young kids out here with the murder rate that's going on like it is today. We need to do some things to change that.
Or change some of it.
Well, you got to change all of them. You can't change some of it because you only get the bits and pieces. You got to change the whole outlook that we have on life as black folks. Look how we think and function. Look how we feel about one another. The things that we're doing to each other.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things that need to be done to straighten this wrongful thing that's been done to us, to straighten it up. But we don't have the unity. We're not coming together like we're supposed to, or like we should.
Then look at this right here. They're gonna build another jailhouse here. They tore down one jailhouse and made space for a bigger jailhouse.
They turned down jails to make more jails for us.
Yeah.
It's mostly us. We've 12% of the population in America, but in some states we 90, 70, and 80% of the prison population. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's something terribly wrong with that, man. I'm gonna look at this big hole they got in this They should have. I needed this hole when I was in there, so I could get out. But I ain't. You seeing this mass piece of land, this vacant land? There's a lot of room for a lot of bodies to be put up in here, and believe me, they're gonna fill it up.
Yeah. So you and Francis Bird tried to get out. You remember what year that was when y'all tried to escape out of here?
I forgot what year it was. I think it was around 82. We escaped from the other side. Let's walk around the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this until we go to the other side. Yeah, this is the other side of the penitentiary where you and Francis Bird tried to escape out of. Y'all was out the penitentiary, but you couldn't get away.
Yeah, this is the wall. We jumped out that window. That hospital window right there.
Point to the window that y'all jumped out of.
Window right up there. Jumped out that window to the wall. Trying to escape. I broke my leg and ankle. Francis Bird broke his jaw. He was knocked out on the wall. I thought he was dead. Yeah, that was a mean jump. If you missed it, you was a dead man.
Hey. So y'all jumped from that wall straight down?
Jumped from that window to the wall.
What window?
The window up there. The window up there.
Not the second floor window, dude? Or the first?
You can't go from the second floor. It's not high enough. All the way up. From there to the wall. From there to the wall. And almost killed ourselves.
Trying to get freedom.
We got freedom. We just didn't make it all the way.
This is the other side of the penitentiary. This is the... Man, what would you call this building here?
That's the hospital.
That's the hospital.
That's the hospital.
So how did y'all get in the hospital?
We pulled out knives. People was working in the hospital and they had torches up there.
They had what?
Some people was doing some construction work in the hospital and they had torches up there, and we heard about them having them torches up there and used the torches to cut the bars out the window up there and escape. That's how we got out there, out the hospital to the wall.
That's a long jump from one of them windows.
That's a long jump. You miss one way or the other, you're a dead man.
And they fell all the way down to the ground.
Yeah.
That's a long jump from the window to the wall.
That's what it was, from the window to the wall. I don't know how I made it. I'm here to tell it, but I don't know how I made it.
It must be from the window to the wall. They can make a movie about that. The window to the
I don't know
wall.
about all that, you know what I mean? But desperate. I didn't like it where I was at, man.
This is real
Trying
life.
to get out.
This is real life.
Trying to get out. Trying to get my freedom that was taken from me.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Looking at it now, it's an unbelievable situation that I did that. That I'm here to tell it.
Yeah. This look about 50 feet.
I don't know what measurement it is.
This
but
looks
it's
about
a long way up.
Yeah, it looks about 50
and we
feet.
did it from the top, but you had to do it from the top to get that leverage to jump and make it to the wall.
Lord have mercy.
I think I was crazy at that time.
You wanted your freedom.
Yeah, what about freedom, man?
That's all right. You free now.
Yeah.
And they when you got out, they didn't even have no money to give you.
Who? No, they didn't give me no money. Even though I was wrongfully convicted, I wasn't guilty of the charge. They didn't give me no money. They just knew that they made an error when they locked me up with some erroneous, messed up jury instructions where they blatantly, knowingly tried us wrong.
Yeah.
Tried us wrong, and I wasn't compensated for all them years I spent in prison for nothing, innocent or whatever. They didn't compensate me for them years I spent in prison, and they was wrong. How you gonna tell a jury they the judges of the law and the fact? The jury can't be no judges of no law. They can be the judges of the evidence and the facts. How you gonna make the jury the judges of the law, man?
Because this society make up anything they want to make up on black people.
But look at it, listen at it. The judge tell the jury they the judges of the law and they can make the law up as they see fit.
Right.
What kind of? Come on, man. Where we at? We still there?
And
So for
slavery.
54 years.
54 years. 50,
The right and the wrong.
Dead 54. Dead 54.
Dead 54. That's what the name of this is. Dead 54. Come on, man.
54 years of being in prison, falsely accused. This is another segment of Dead 54.